Hey guys, gals, and legionnaires, Rycon here, coming at you with an announcement, and a pretty damn big announcement at that. One that I've been wanting to share with you all for a very long time, and one that's kind of been in the works for years and years and years now. And that is my very own pen and paper role-playing game. Now, before I say too much more, some of you might be asking, what exactly is a pen and paper game? Well, another word for it is tabletop, or, a dice role-playing game. Think of things like Dungeons and Dragons. It's the kind of game where you're around a table with a group of friends with pens, papers, and some dice. You have one person who's in charge, and that's the game master. And the game master, if we're talking about this in terms of video gaming ways, the game master is essentially the game engine in a way. The renderer, the script writer, the person who kind of brings the world to life and is the kind of referee in a way, the one that's in control of what's going on. Now, the thing that I find amazing about pen and paper games is that it's not limited by, well, the constraints of a normal video game. You've got the best graphics engine in the world, you've got the best scripting in the world. There's no limits to what you can do within a pen and paper game because you're using your imagination. And I know, it's crazy, it sounds out there, it sounds wild, but those of you who have had the chance to play pen and paper games before will know exactly what I'm talking about. And those of you who haven't, I really hope that this game in particular might be a really good entry into the genre. Alrighty, so that is the basics of what a pen and paper game is. Now, what have I been working on? Okay, in collaboration with Stormforge Productions, I present to you for the very first time, Zealand. Zealand is a post-apocalyptic zombie survival game with a very heavy emphasis on the survival, where humanity is no longer at the top of the food chain and every single day could be your last. Hunger, thirst, sleep, and exposure will all weigh you down in a battle of attrition against the unstoppable dead. I'm hoping that with this, you and your friends will be able to answer that age-old question, what would I do? And what I think makes Zealand such a unique game is that we have focused so heavily on the survival side of things. Your hunger, your thirst, your exposure, your need for sleep all deteriorate over time. And I think what pushes people to be, villains in these scenarios are those things. Your hunger, your thirst, your survival. You are pushed to do things you wouldn't otherwise do. And that's what I'm hoping to do with Zealand. That's what I'm hoping to do with this game, is to challenge people with role-playing, challenge them, and make them actually feel those sensations that those characters are feeling. They'll see their hunger being kind of taken away, their thirst. They'll see their character deteriorating, and they will feel it in their stats. And so that in turn may then force them to do some unspeakable things. I find it's very easy for us in these survival shows and comics, etc., for us to judge the villains. But I think when we put ourselves there, we might in turn come to understand. And that's where the choice really does come in. What exactly will you do to survive? How far are you willing to go? And believe me, Zealand will push you further than any pen and paper game has before. And I think the real challenge is then kind of retaining your humanity. I find it so easy in role-playing games just to play the heroic hero all the time, to always do the right thing. But when you're starving, when you're suffering from dehydration and lack of sleep, and you're being chased by an unstoppable force, one that doesn't hunger, one that doesn't thirst, one that doesn't sleep. When you see that next opportunity to take advantage of someone, you might just do it. In the early days of the outbreak, you will decide your fate. Will you hunker down and hoard as many supplies as you can, or will you try and flee the city with the thousands of others doing just that? The decisions that you make in those early days will greatly affect the path of survival that you end up taking. Will you group up with other survivors and put your trust in them? Or will you try and make it on your own, unable to trust the fast-changing face of humanity? All of that is good and well, but with the ever-present threat of the living dead, you might not have the luxury of choice. They are quick and they are relentless, and I swear they are incredibly dangerous. As I've stated before, they don't suffer the same penalties that we do. We are in no way at the top of the food chain anymore. After you see what our infected can do and how the infection works, I challenge you to find a zombie more frightening. The truth of the matter is, you are going to lose people along the way. Family, friends, lovers. It won't be easy, but survival never is. This is your story, and you will decide its end. Now we will be looking for playtesters, so be sure to express your interest in the comments below. And if you know any friends or family that are interested in pen and paper games, go on, share this with them. I really can't wait to tell you more about Zealand, and there will be more content coming very, very soon. This has been a baby and a dream of mine that started, God, almost 3 years ago now. Actually, kind of with the birth of the channel. Some of you that were here very, very early will remember seeing some sessions going up, and that was the very, very basic version that we were running in the past. I tell you, it is a whole nother beast now. There will be laughs, there will be tears, there will be joyous moments, and I hope that you'll be able to share them with me here. I just can't wait to start playing this with all of you. I can't wait for you to see what we have. More information will be coming in the following months, but consider this your debut of Zealand. Alrighty, if you haven't already, make sure you check out Stormforge Productions' Facebook page and YouTube channel. They will be in the description. They have done an absolutely amazing job at helping make my dream a reality here, and I really can't wait to share that dream with you all. Alrighty, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome, and until next time, don't get bit.